recording first. So in the last class we have discussed about the basic operation of MCB and MCCB. Okay. Now one of the most vital issue of this MCB and MCCB is that how to select a proper rating of the MCB. Okay. You cannot rely on just a hint or just a glance. Okay. So for the ideal case scenario, you need to calculate precisely about the what rating or what size your MCB or MCCB is required in your particular applications, particular protections. Okay, so that is the thing I will discuss today. This is the most last topic from this syllabus of course. Okay, so I will give you some just an overview. Okay, that how these ratings have been selected. Then you study it in details at this at home. You practice some examples. You consider some practical scenarios. Then you will be able to know how to do this. Okay. Uh, okay, so let's start now. In order to select the proper rating of the MCB, the first thing you need to do, you need to calculate your loads. Okay? For example, now again, the method that I'm showing is not the universal one. Rather than this is an approximations. There is no hard and fixed rules of selecting or doing the calculation of this process. All right. There is no hard and fixed rules, but we can approximate. We can have some ideas about how to do it. So this is why this example has been brought to you, just to show you that yes, these are the factors that you should take considerations during the calculations of your MCB and MCCB rating. All right. Understood?
Yes, sir, understand.
Okay. So a typical examples of a how building is been given here. We have 7 rooms, and a corresponding load of each room is been classified here. A NC actually indicated not connected. Okay, not. I'm sorry, not connected. No, should be non-continuous. Okay, is non-continuous. All right. So there are 2 types of load will be available in the low system. One is continuous load. Another is non-continuous load. Non-continuous load, it depends on the requirements of the user, like fan, like light. If I do require the light and fan, then it will be then I'll turn it on or I'll run these loads. If not, then I will turn it off. Simple. That means it completely relies on the uh, circumstances of the customers, whether customer want to run it or not. So that's why it is called actually non-continuous load. Another type of load which is always connected to the power system. All right, like a freeze. A freeze generally doesn't have any options to frequently turn on and turn off like light and fan. Rather than it is always connected to a power system. So in that case, that characteristics of load is called as continuous load. Okay. So these are the classifications it's been given here. Like in room 1, you have 3 bulbs. Also, the bulbs are non-continuous type. Then 1 fan, which is non-continuous type, right? Then similarly, like room 2 has classification of this, room 3 has classification like this, room 4 has classification. Here is the important factor. Take a closer look. The freeze is called continuous type of load. Okay. Now, while you are calculating this load to determine the perfect rating of the MCB and MCCB, this continuation and non-continuation factor has some parameters. Okay. In case of non-continuous load, you do not need to do any additional extra calculations. But whenever you consider any continuous load, then you have to adjust some parameters over there, as it is always connected to the power system to allow protections. Okay. Then similarly, room 5. Room 6, room 7. So you have a building which has 7 rooms and the classifications of loads are been given here. Okay. Now the target is that you have to design the possible protection scheme for this with MCB or MCCB, whatever is required. Okay. That means you need to you need to do the calculations and then you need to properly select the rating of the MCB. Now, how you can do that? First of all, if you think the general layout like this, just showing you. For example, you can classify all these loads into 7 room-wise sections. Like this is room 1, this is room 2. So you can classify or you can segment this building or you can segment the production of this building according to the room size, room number. Same. So if you have 7 rooms, you can also have the 7 segmentation of this load according to the room. Okay, and all this room will have a MCB or MCCB. All right. So now you know the load of this room 1. So you calculate the how much current it can flow, and looking at that current, you can easily select the rating of the MCB or MCCB. Remember, the rating of the MCB or MCCB should be higher than the required load current. Otherwise, you cannot run the load. All right. So in this way, you can do this. So if you classify these building productions into 7 segments according to the number of rooms, then you need 7 MCB or MCCBs. All right. Guys, are you getting my point? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another segmentation can be divided that, okay, I do not want to classify or I do not want to segment my production according to the number of rooms. Rather than I will consider all the loads together and I will segment it according to the types of load. For example, there are some big loads. If you take a closer look at here, a freeze, it is a big load. Then a geyser, it is a big load. Then you have AC, it is a big load. And then you have motors, it is a big load. So you can dedicatedly design some MCBs for this big load. For example, we have 3 big loads here: geyser, AC, and another segmentation can be done, no problem. Freeze. So these are the 4 big load. I can allocate one dedicated MCB for this each type of load. Okay. So this is, for example, geyser. This is freeze. This is AC, and this is motor. Okay. So you can do it like this, and the remaining smaller type of loads like fan, bulb, fan. So all this load, you can simply segment this all 2 loads into under 2 parallel branches. Okay, you can segment it under 2 parallel branches. Okay, you can segment it according to your wise, no problem with that. But you can segment it according to at least that. Okay, these 2 branches should have 50%, 50% load to each other. Okay, so in this regarding, you can do that. Now, advantage is that how many segmentations we have now? We have 6 segmentations. Okay, so we need 6 MCB or MCCB. It is still less than the previous case of 7, right? So if you would segment the whole productions according to the number of rooms, then you would need at least 7 MCB or 7 MCBs. Okay, but if you do it like this way, that segmentation of load according to the types of load, big load or smaller load, then maybe a lesser number of MCB or MCCB is required to cover up the whole protection scheme. All right. Have you got it? So in that case, you can
Yes, sir.
simply uh, uh, save some money in your overall production schemes. Okay, understood or not? So today, in this example, what we have done here, we have segmented load according to the types of load. We have considered 6 branches. Like if you take a closer look at here, branch 1 has some load, dividation of load. Branch 2 also have some smaller dividation of load, and the remaining 4 big loads, a fridge, a geyser, AC, and a motor. We have dedicated a single MCB for each of these big load, and the remaining smaller load, it has been simply uh, segmented into 2 branches. Okay, we will cover it by 2 branches. Understood? Guys, have you got the problem?
Yes, sir, you can say.
Okay. Now the next thing is, once you done with the layout, you need to go for the calculation that what is the total current that the branch 1 can flow. What is the total current that branch 2 is required? What is the current required by branch 3? What is the current required by branch 4? What is the current required by branch 5? What is the current required by branch 6? So when you are done with this kind of calculations, then from that corresponding rating, you can select the proper MCP rating. Okay. So let's proceed. Now this branch current calculations can be done by 2 ways. One is considering the demand factor. You already know what is demand factor from the power system. Sorry, diversity factor. Demand factor. We have calculated demand factor. You can assume this demand factor, or you can simply consider the demand factor into one. There are 2 ways. So we have taken here as the demand factor as the account. Demand factor parameter, actually it indicates that, for example, you have 10 bulbs. So this is a very less amount of probability that you will run these 10 bulbs at a time. Maybe 60 or 70% bulbs you can run at a time. So this is an approximation in order to reduce the rating of the MCB, so that the cost is little bit safe. Okay. So if you consider this demand factor, still the calculation is okay. If you do not consider this demand factor, still calculation okay. But with considering demand factor, obviously you are getting that you are some limiting the currents, because you are not assuming that all the loads will be run at a time. So in that sense, as the value of the current is little bit smaller, so the rating of the MCP will be smaller, and that will save the money. All right. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So we have considered the demand factor over here. So all the demand the residential demand factor is generally 0.6 to 0.7. This demand factor vary according to the types of consumer. If the consumer is pure residential, then this demand factor varies in between 60% to 75%. In case of commercial, it may go rise up to say 70% to 80%. And if it is industrial, this may also go above 80%. So in this way, we assume this demand factor generally from the statistical involvement. Then we use to calculate the rest of the current. So let's proceed. You simply know that power is equals to V into power factor in residential. If the power factor is not given to the residential complexes, it is considered as 1. Generally, the power factor in household loads or in residential complexes, it lies between 0.95 to 97, like this range. So it is very close to 1. So that's why sometimes the power factor information can be given, cannot be. If the power factor information is given, then you have to use it in the calculations. If not, then you do not need to use it. You just simply consider the power factor is 1 and do the calculation. So in these examples, we have not said anything about the power factor. So it can be assumed that all the energy efficient load are being used. So the power factor is 1. All right.
Yes, sir.
So with this formula, you can simply calculate that how much 4 bulbs current can draw, how much current from fans, number of fans is given here, how much current is drawn by the computers. Okay, so you have to go through that. What are the you have 440-watt bulbs. So you already calculated that how much current these bulbs will draw. You have 3 number of 60-watt fan. So you again calculated how much current will be drawn by this fan. Then you have 2 160 computers. So you know how much current is there. All this done. Okay. Now, if you add all this total calculated current that we have gone through, if you add all this total calculated currents, then you will get the total current of your branch 1. And with this comparison of the current, you have to select the rating of the MCB. Okay. Now, what rating of the MCB you will select? So that has been said that refer table 3. So let us check what is in table 3. I have added some tables over here. These are generally practice tables. Also, the types of classification is given here. If this is light type of load, then class C, class B type of MCB is required. If it is AC motor, then you need to go for higher class operating class C type of MCB is required. So just go through these things. Okay. Generic input. Here, this is the table 3. All right. You see, for lighting type of load, as branch 1 is pure lighting type of load, so it is class B. So we need to look for this column. As the current rating is between 1 to 4 ampere, we can select the rating of the MCB to 6 ampere. Look at our current. Look at our current. The total current was like this, what? 1.717 ampere in branch 1, right? So with this current, we will just check with the availability. It falls into this range. So 6 ampere MCB we will select. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Then similarly, for the branch 2, you calculate the how much current is required for the branch 2. You just add it. I have not shown it here. You just add this total, add this current, and you will get the total current for the branch 2. And like the branch 1, whenever you are done with total current calculations, you can simply go to the table. You check for the desired one, and you will get the closest one as the selections. Okay. So regarding this manner, branch 3, branch 4, branch 5, branch 6. So whenever you are done with the total load current calculation of all these branches, then you can simply select the proper rating of the MCB from this table. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Anybody, do you have any question up to this? Now, something you need to understand also. Branch 3 had freeze, you remember? So freeze is a continuous type of load. So for the continuous type of load, you need to multiply 1.225 parameters with the total load current. This is the total load current. Okay. The total current of this branch, as the current is as the load is continuous type of load, so you can simply multiply a 25% overloaded factor with this one to get the absolute one. This is only limited for continuous type of load. Okay. You do not need to consider any other factors regarding non-continuous type load. But for the continuous one, you can simply consider 1.25. Okay. Understood?
Sir, what's the 1.5, sir?
1.25 is parameters.
Parameter.
That will be considered for the continuous type of load calculation. Okay. It is actually indicated that as it is continuously connected, so 25% overheating should be permissibly allowed. That's why 1.25 is multiplied over there.
Okay, sir.
Then branch 4, branch 5. Now come to motor. come to motor. Motor has a characteristics of like this. This is the starting current and this is the nominal current. Okay. In case of motor, to select the proper rating of the MCB, we should look for the, or we should take consideration of starting current, not nominal current. For example, by looking at the nominal current, you have selected the MCB rating, which is here. So whenever the motor will start it to run, or whenever the motor will start, the current will be on MCB and it will trip the MCB in this region. So that means the motor cannot start. So for the selections of the MCB or MCCB in case of motor, you need to have some precautions. You need to go and find the starting current. If the starting current information is not given here, then you can consider that the moment of inertia of that motor is not so high, or the efficiency of the motor is so good, the starting current and nominal current is equal. But for the big and large motors, this type of characteristics will be hold because of this large moment of inertia of the rotor body. Understood? So in our example, nothing, no information of the starting current was given here. So we have not considered into the load current. If the starting current would have been given like this, for example, that the starting current of this motor is 2 times greater than the nominal current, then we would simply multiply 2 with this one to get the starting current. Okay, and we would look at the starting current for the selection of the MCB and MCCB rating. Understood?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Guys, understood? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir, we understand.
Any more questions? So whenever you, the main factor of selection MCB is this load calculations. Okay. Once you know the total load current, you can go to the market and you can select the proper rating. All right. Now, if you have any questions from your side, then you can ask. I will answer it. Do you have any more question?
Sir, can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question, if we are considering a house for 3 room, for example, some houses, sir, do not have any more MCB or MCCB, while they have only one MCB, sir. How we
Yes,
can know that?
yes, no problem. If the load size is very small, you can consider 1 MCB also. No problem.
It cannot make sense for them more or it's less.
If you add more MCB, it will cost more. But if you add more MCB, your system reliability will be increased. Your system's efficiency will be increased. The protection of the overall scheme will increase, obviously, but it will cost more. So sometimes to reduce the cost, the engineer can go up to like this, that with 3 or 4 rooms, we will allocate only 1 MCB.
Okay.
Reduction for the cost. Otherwise, you can go for selection of individual MCB for individual room also. In fact, it will enhance the protective schemes of the household. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any more question? Any more question?
Not, sir. There's no more questions.
All right. So this was the main topics that I had to discuss in your syllabuses. So it is done. From the next classes, I will try to cover up some, and I try to give you some additional information to you. Okay, that may help you. All right.
Okay, sir. Sure.
So if you do not have any more questions, then we will end today. If you have any questions, then you can ask surely, and I will explain. Anybody?
Maybe no, sir.
Okay, then we'll end today. We'll continue with some more informations. Not actually syllabuses, some generic information to share with you. I'll try to bring up those some things until the final exam starts. Okay. So see you in the next class, inshallah. All right.
Inshallah, sir.
Okay, inshallah, sir.